worst, bitch.
I have an education. I come from
I'm looking for more info on how YAF is a proto-fascist movement. Is that something that you would agree with?
Didn't they host Milo Yiannopoulos or something? Was that
Ben
Shapiro?
Ben Shapiro?
Ben Shapiro. Shapiro's not a fascist.
No.
Although he's a huge fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
He hates transgendered people or something.
They're far right for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, the terminology doesn't really matter.
Right,
They're far right.
I don't know.
Is Milo Yiannopoulos sort of? You would say he's a fascist?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And
that
he's a
guy.
pedophile too, right?
What'd you say?
He's a pedophile.
He got molested, and he sort of the way he coped with it, I guess,
like
was.
14-year-old boys can make these voices.
Yeah, I mean, well, right. Actually, honestly, as far as Mr. Yiannopoulos goes, I kind of feel sorry for him. I would say
That's how he sort of like he said later on that he copes with that shit through humor.
Yeah,
and stuff. So he went on the Drunken Peasants podcast and said like,
I don't know if he really copes with it through humor. I kind of feel like I've watched some of his speeches. He copes with it really through bullying, harassing, and attacking people, and actually putting them in danger by riling up his fans of idiots, basically, his legions of dumb, violent assholes.
So is there an instance of any of his fans like sort of like being galvanized by his speech and going out and sort of like attacking?
Yeah,
there's tons of that
in
shit.
Washington, one of his supporters shot protesters.
I was there.
Yeah.
That was in self-defense, most likely.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Wasn't there a video of them like driving to it saying we're going to provoke people and shoot them?
Yeah, they fucking posted
right,
that.
If you'd show me that.
you can.
No, but see,
the internet.
Antifa actually, their entire thing is showing up to right-wing events and like beating people up and like rabble-rousing. You know, so would you support that kind of thing, or
I mean, like,
if it's a Milo Yiannopoulos event, would you support like?
Do we support Antifa?
I mean, that guy's basically
support Antifa.
He's got to be shut down. I mean, he is so goddamn dangerous. You know, he riles people up to violence.
He comes to school and then he starts calling out trans people. And
I was there too at UWM. I was there. I was filming for that.
Completely unacceptable.
That person was in the media prior to that, and I'll admit he was kind of a dick about it, but he was commenting on like a story that was in the media in, I will admit, a very dickish way.
Yeah, I mean, he's like a lightweight.
Is it the fact that,
I don't think he's ever actually.
Alt-light?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's never. I mean, I don't know. Not that these people actually do this, but you go on the internet, you'll see all these people talking about reading Julius Evola or something. Who's another fucking hack? I've tried to slog through his bullshit. It's all this shit is really just based on this twisted concept of masculinity. That's what it comes down to. It's just confused, lost boys who don't know how to be men, and so they turn to this terrible, violent ideology. Frankly, it's a sign of cultural decay.
I'm not really sure like if there's any instance of like a Milo or Proud Boys centered like organized attack on a left-wing event.
Not sure.
Well, right. So
on a left-wing event, like
if you look at the statistics since 9/11, it's like something like 73% of all murders that are associated as terrorist acts were committed by people with espoused right-wing ideology.
your Dylan Roofs and stuff like that.
Exactly. And
Sort
so
of like-
they have aggression is the onus is on them for that right there because they have been doing it for so long and on such a large scale.
Okay.
Right? And so there.
Yeah, I'd say that's kind of the central point here. We're seeing a surge of right-wing violence. People are very rightfully scared, and we need to come out in force. And basically, what we need to do is build a culture that shows people that this kind of behavior, that this slandering of immigrants, this kind of violent rhetoric against people who are members of our society, it's unacceptable. We need to show out that it's unacceptable. It's becoming more and more acceptable.
Well,
this is a terrible, extremely negative trend.
They like were attacking like old men and women and shit. I don't see how that really combats fascism. At Seattle, UW, they beamed this dude in the temple with an egg. He's just a guy attending the event and just like another libertarian guy.
Get real live out there, and
Right, but that's actually kind of what I'm talking about. Like, you go to a libertarian event, you kind of are like, oh, well, I'm not a fascist, but I'll go ahead and listen to one talk and listen to us idiots. Get an egg in your face. Maybe it'll wake you up, because nothing else is working.
Right, I thought libertarianism was like an anti-fascist ideology. Now I see all these. I see all these people online, libertarians.
Beastie Boy shirt. 1 second, please.
On the other hand, it's kind of ironic because it's one of these made in China.
I wanted to get back to I wanted to get back to you guys like talking about how Milo Yiannopoulos should have been.
We're gonna go. Actually.
Oh, okay, you're all done. All right. Man, because we were like in the middle, and then we got.
Every single one of us has had this argument 8 million times, and none of us have ever seen any progress.
The capitalist versus communist thing, or the Milo.
This particular time waster that we're doing right now.
Oh, okay.
Where people come in and say that capitalism was already, and we try to explain why it won't, and then you don't listen. So
I'm a little bit agnostic on it. I could see flaws in both systems myself. I was talking. Well, I guess, but
wow.
Well, I see. You know, I was mainly trying to talk about like the Milo thing and how you were like sort of siding with the Antifa action and how they were throwing eggs at the attendees and stuff like that.
Revolution by Lenin. That's a really good book.
yeah.
I've read that multiple times.
Yeah.
You get something out of it each time you read it. Yeah.
Lenin? Well, he was like an authoritarian, though, wasn't he? He was a statist.
You should read his book before you characterize his ideology.
If you look at the structure,
He said,
Read the book first.
so that
when we
Okay.
have a state, there can be no freedom, and when we will have freedom, there will be no state. That's a quote from that
so
book.
it's an anti-state, essentially.
Yeah.
It's ultimately an anti-state.
Maybe you guys can get on board with some of this anti-state communism. You don't like the state, right?
Not particularly.
I mean, I come from the anarcho-capitalist libertarian background, is where I migrated from. So following along the logical progression of extending human freedom. I found
Find us on Facebook.
Yeah.
because I don't think
And honestly, the ANCAPs really bug the shit out of me.
Well, thanks for that.
honestly,
Their ideology does not make that's as to me that's as utopian as the communist sort of mindset. You know.
when it comes down to it, it's predicated on
like
what is a
it's like a
voluntary
utopia for
interaction.
assholes.
And I don't think
God, I
that the
wish I
choice
could
to
buy
starve
an
to
Asian
death
life.
or work is voluntary, because that choice is 100% going to be, I'm not going to starve to death.
Then those
Yeah.
people
And that's
who
what-
think
why do people starve
for. That's seriously what it is.
I mean, there's a lot of, you could talk about mental health issues,
Well, I support the safety net. That's why I support the safety net. You know.
It's a bad choice doesn't mean it's not a choice.
That's so oversimplifying.
Yeah,
the fact
so
that, like,
you're saying,
who's
like-
going to choose to starve to death? If someone says,
We
like,
get down into these
Call
arguments
ballerinas,
about, oh, this is a voluntary interaction, therefore
Right.
it's good.
Okay,
and
I
you're
mean,
just like
I mean, obviously
completely
that's a-
ignoring that complexity of the system. Like, yeah, you
you're
can
saying
go
in a
down to
socialist-
oversimplify things.
no, I'm not talking
system.
about that. I'm talking about as far as voluntary interactions go. I
Like,
am
right,
at,
yeah,
at my
voluntary
philosophical root, I'm an
interactions are
anarchist
great,
in
all
certain
else being
senses.
equal,
And so the
but-
extension of my philosophy is I want everything to be a voluntary, consensual interaction between people. And I don't see that happening under the anarcho-capitalist in that sense, because that's not really a voluntary choice. It's not. I'm not going to choose to starve to death. I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to not
coerces you to
starve.
make actions that you don't
So you're saying
necessarily
there's
want to make.
a choice other than starving to death or being a part of society?
No, I'm saying it's not a choice. I'm saying that pretty much 99.99% of all things are going to work to get their food.
So you're saying there's a system that'll get rid of that option? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that anarcho-capitalism fails to address it.
Isn't there a third option though?
Perhaps I'm not.
The third option is you get enough food to survive barely.
That's an option.
That's
or
a third option, right?
Right, or you get enough food to live comfortably and healthily. I mean, there's a bunch of.
There's tons of options. It's not just two options, right? It's not die or get a job.
Well, right. I mean, I'm
You're
not
not
saying
gonna die instantly. It's not like if
I'm
you
not.
don't get a job,
I'm
you
not
die.
saying like people shouldn't work. I'm saying like people have to work. That's the thing. But like we shouldn't have to work.
You definitely don't have to.
Yeah,
You
sure,
can
you don't
provide.
have to, but then
You
starve
can
to
provide
death.
value to other people so that they give you
When was the last time you
food
think?
without working, right?
When was
If
the
you, let's say grandmother doesn't need to work because she's 82 years old. Her family still takes care of her in a capitalist society. Why? Because she provides value to the family because they love her, and that love goes both
That
ways.
happens in every society, though. Like,
Sure.
That's not taking care of elders is not
Exactly,
exclusive to a capitalist
because
society.
exactly.
I'm not saying it
because
is.
of that capitalism. is-
I'm saying she's not choosing to work
Sure,
or
no.
starve to death. She's providing,
Capitalism
she's
doesn't
providing value in
automatically
another
kill
way.
granny. That's what you're saying. It's good about capitalism.
It's almost the equivalent.
Capitalism is great because I can work really, really hard for like the next 10 years, and if I'm smart with my money and I'm smart with my with my time and I make proper investments, I might never have to work again after 10 years.
Right, that also depends
Which is
on
great.
who's speculating in the market,
That's
how much are
good
you
for
willing to
you,
lose
but
on your
capitalism
investments or your
isn't the only
savings.
system.
If I
where you
choose to do, if I
It
make
should,
the
but
right
it
choices,
it shouldn't be predicated on any like gambling like that. You know, okay, famine, that's something, or natural disaster, that's something.
I don't mean to interrupt. I'm just gonna. We have some stickers for the debate team. I just want to give y'all a couple of them. I thought
founded my
you'd
high
enjoy
school
those.
debate team.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Debate.
So
Thank you.
anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm not an authoritarian, but my idea is predicated on voluntary human interaction, and that led me to this. But I mean, obviously, we can all look at the
I
same
would
thing
say,
and come up with different conclusions.
As
That's
an
just the nature of
anarcho-capitalist, doesn't matter what kind of anarchist you are at all, I guess. But as long as you're also saying voluntary interactions are good, we are so far from that anarchist society that let's not concentrate on fighting each other, because we are minority ideologies, right? Let's not concentrate on fighting each other. Let's find common ground issues like being maybe anti-war. Would you say you're anti-war?
Yes, I am anti-war.
Let's work towards that.
Against the police state, it's a big one.
Let's not say.
I'm an anti-war.
Well, I don't mind
I'm
like
anti-fruitless war.
I don't mind organizing for self-defense of like the community you work with
like-
people, but I don't agree with aggression.
I'm totally for just wars, right?
Again, I don't agree with
I don't
aggression.
know
So
any
just
just
as a
World War
ambiguous-
II?
No, not just one.
You don't think so? You don't think we should have stopped
Look at
genocide
why
happening?
World War II
If we,
happened.
That's not why we got into it.
no, but that's what I'm saying. But we did it, which justified it. The ends in that
Right,
case
I don't have
justified the
a
means.
problem with going and kicking, Nazi ass or Hitler's ass.
Exactly. Kim Jong-un, if he wants to bomb
But like the
South Korea,
reason
I'd
the U.S.
say
got into the
if we know, let's take Japan out of it.
so anyway,
Because that's what.
I hope I can call you all gentlemen. I won't offend you all, but gentlemen, have a good night.
Cool, yeah. Right on.
So,
Have a good night, y'all.
Say, before we all leave here, but
Subscribe, bitch.